Oh, coffin break.
Oh,
That's a great way to start the show.
yeah. Talk about coffins and death, destruction.
Guys, welcome. This is Monkey in the Morning. I think I'm Ranting Monkey. This is Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack,
Been a while.
How you been, my friend?
Oh, better than you, apparently. How are you is the important question.
Oh, I'm so fucking sick and so tired of being sick.
See, I decided something while you were gone.
What's that?
I am going to start a quest for the Holy Grail, not so I can achieve immortality, but so you can. Because we could tell when you were sleeping. And because bad shit kept happening. So if you ever die, the sun might go supernova. And we don't need that. So we have a vested interest in keeping you alive.
Gonna have me hooked up to tubes and shit my whole life.
Nope,
I'm
Holy
okay with
Grail.
that.
You're going to be stuck in a little cave somewhere with a bunch of podcasting equipment like that old knight in Last Crusade.
Thank you, Corey, who says, "Who are you?" At this point, even I'm not sure. Thank you, sir.
I got a couple people to thank from donations while we were off the air. From a couple from my stream, actually. Thank you to the anonymous donor who asked to remain private for the very generous donation. Thank you to Planet Ammo for the generous donation. And thank you to Doug for the generous donation. Planet Ammo said, "Hi, Jack. Missed the stream. I just finished up chemo. My sleep schedule's all messed up." Preach to the choir, buddy. The year from October 24 to October 25 has been crazy. Oh, yeah, I hear that. I hear you on the money and job market. Being over 50 is a hurdle all on its own. Yeah, apparently that's going to get worse, too. And thank you, Doug, who said, "Do us a favor, put your Streamlabs link somewhere in your Twitter, etc." It took me over an hour to find this link. Oh, I'm sorry, man. It should be in the description of all of our videos, me and Monkey streams, and all of my channel links. But I did add it to my D Reviewer Twitter, and I'm going to add it to the other Twitter while we're on the air. So thank you for that. Sorry about the hassle.
Real quick, Katie says, "Oh my God, Monkey's alive." That's not been confirmed yet. Did you have more?
No.
Okay.
Thank you guys for those. Appreciate it. I just want to make sure I got the thank yous in before I forgot.
Comrade Kitty, thank you so much for becoming a member for month number 29.
Wow.
If you're ever on your deathbed, we need to know before the black hole appears where Monkey passes. By that time, it won't matter. You guys will just know. Be like, "Ah, shit, Monkey died. Oh, our turn." Alive-ish. Yeah, there you go, Faithless. Guys, I've missed you. I really have. I have not done very much. I did a little bit of video gaming with Satsu, and I felt so bad because I'm just coughing at him the whole time. He told me he said I apologize for stupid shit. Because I apologize because we had made a plan to play together and I couldn't make it because I had to sleep. And I was like, "I'm sorry, dude." He's like, "You're apologizing for needing sleep when you're sick." I'm like, "Well, yeah, because we made plans."
Sleep is weakness entering the body. You should apologize when you're weak.
Oh, man.
That's how that works.
I can't even open my fucking cold medicine, bro.
Oh, they make little gripper things for that, or just use a pair of pliers, channel locks. They work great.
No, this is Dayquil, and it's got a little peel thing on the back you're supposed to peel.
Oh, the little capsules.
Can't grab the little fucking thing. Okay, guys, let's talk about reality. I have no idea what's going on in the world. I've caught up very little. I haven't really done much. I've sat here a lot staring at things I don't care about.
Yeah, I do that a lot. It's the internet.
Yeah. I have kept up just a tiny bit with what's going on with the thumbnail in the show today. What happened? How did Nick Fuentes become such a thing again? This little fucking flamer and his catboy girlfriend. How did this happen?
Yeah, I think he's got a media tour going on.
You think?
Much like Hassan, because Hassan's got that puff piece in the Guardian. I don't know if you saw.
Oh my God, that was so pathetic.
God, I didn't know. I didn't realize that the writer was a homosexual. because
You
that was
didn't-
one of the biggest ego stroking puff pieces I've seen in ages.
Phoebe news or the actual news? The only Phoebe news is that all of the girls have been in my house over the last 2 weeks, and she was mostly nice to them, which is big news. Phoebe's a bully. She's a little bully to the kids. And anyway, so let me see if I'm up on everything, Jack, because you've been more tuned in than me.
I've been trying to keep you updated with messages, but I know that gets lost in the sauce. And you're like,
I haven't. If you guys have sent me a message lately, I haven't seen it, or I've seen it, but I haven't really paid attention to it. I'm not trying to be an asshole here. I just
no, I figured that's what was happening. We all kind of know that by now, Monkey.
Oh. A lot of times I'll still keep up and watch everything and stuff, but I wasn't even on Twitter. So if I'm understanding correctly, Candace Owens and Tim Pool are feuding because Tim Pool's house got shot at and Candace Owens got bad information that it didn't really happen. And being Candace Owens, she immediately went out and went, look at this stupid shit I say.
There's been a lot of people that have been saying it didn't happen, and it's mostly based around one guy who called the wrong police department.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I did see. Oh, fuck, I'm going to cough again. 1 sec. This is why we haven't done a show. Some guy called what he thought was the right police department, and they said, we have no file on this. And so he ran to the internet and said that. And then other people called the right police department, and they went, oh, yeah, we got that report right here. And
he did it live, too. And he was like over explaining to the cop, and you could tell the cop's like, I don't give a shit about anything you just said.
Yeah.
Worse, they did a name run. Whenever you run somebody's name through the call logs, it doesn't tell you anything about the address. So anybody else could have called, just not Tim.
Gotcha.
So even if he had called the correct sheriff's department, which it's been very clearly established he did not,
right?
It wouldn't have come up anyway because he only ran Tim's name because that's the only name he had to work with.
Real quick, Alan, thank you so very much, my friend. That's very generous, and good morning to you as well.
Oh, hi, Alan. Hi, Beth.
I'm not a fan of Tim Pool. You know that. I've made fun of that beanie wearing fag for a long time. Whoops.
Been off the air a little too long there, buddy.
My mistake, y'all. He's actually not I meant that in the not the dick sucking way, but the way we used it when we were kids.
Yeah, the colloquial way.
Yeah, he's well known to sleep with his friends' girlfriends and stuff. He's kind of a douche.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not actually implying that the man's a homosexual, just that he's lame as fuck and I don't like him.
Yeah.
But even for him, it would be really stupid to make a false report like that. And I'm not even talking about to the police. I'm talking about just come to the internet and say, hey, this thing happened. Because he's been through enough people with false claims like that he'd know somebody would find out.
Well, it would be very hard to crack that one.
No.
A 911 call? Are you stupid? That's one of the easiest things to dispel.
Yeah.
So faking that would be really, really dumb. Real quick, though, thank you, Alan, for the generous donation. Says, hello, my friend. Hey, Alan. Hope you're doing well out there. It's cold out.
For the record, sorry.
Warm. No, I'm cold, man. I got a little foot heater on here. You guys stay warm.
I don't know if somebody actually shot at Tim Pool's house, okay? I don't know if it was an actual bullet or somebody brought a starter pistol. I don't know. What I do know is that Tim, as dumb as he is smart enough not to run out there and being like, somebody's shooting at me with nothing behind it. I don't know why that would even be a controversy other than Candace's dumbass little fans having to find something. There's got to be a conspiracy here somewhere. The Jews did it. The Jews told Tim Pool that somebody shot at him. It just makes no sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's never stopped people from being tards.
That is true. That is true. There's a reason this is titled Wedding Tardation. Which leads me on to Fuentes, who was apparently on Piers Morgan.
Yes.
And I haven't watched it. It was sent to me, but again, I haven't really watched anything. But I have caught cliff notes of what he said on there. Admitting to be a racist and a misogynist, and
I'm shocked.
Yeah, and not liking the Jews, but he wouldn't just come out and say that he's anti-Semitic because he knows better. Because it's been the thing that's followed him around the most that he's been able to dodge because his fans are retarded. And no, he doesn't actually hate the Jews. He just talks shit about them all the time. Which, look, Nick, hate the Jews. I don't care. Just be honest about it, you flaming little... See, I almost called him the F word, and I would have meant it as the dick-sucking kind, so I can't do that. We're not allowed to call gay people fags. We can call non-gay people fags. I think those are the rules.
That sounds correct.
Yeah.
We got to come up with a term for cum hunters, though.
But he is 100% a flamer. And he has... There was a whole second Piers Morgan show talking about all this stupid shit, and I watched half of it. And I paused it at Steven Crowder. I haven't seen this, Jack, because, well, I didn't want to ruin it for myself.
It's always better to get our first reactions.
It really is. And so this is Piers talking to Steven, and after the interview with Fuentes, apparently Steven left a comment saying how not to conduct an interview. And that's all that's been said in this so far. That's literally all I know about this.
Yeah. Piers did not do any real pushback on Fuentes, as he's known to do with a lot of people. He's a very softball interviewer.
Evil One says, I don't like what Israel does, but the Jews, I don't care. I'll be honest with you. I don't know enough about what Israel does to not like them. What I do know, like when they kill terrorists, I don't have a problem with. As far as lobbying U.S. Congress people and stuff, every fucking country does that. We want to get rid of all foreign lobbying, cool. But the outsized emphasis on Israel is just amazing to me.
Yeah, it's way worse than anything that did with the Soviets in movies in the 80s, where they're like this all-present evil.
Yeah,
it's just I don't care about ancient blood feuds, so I don't want to be involved that much in Israel's nonsense.
Yeah, most of what I know about Israel is when they retaliate against fucking terrorism, and I'm okay with that. Faithless says neither did Crowder. I did see Crowder had done an interview with Fuentes, but again, I haven't watched it. I don't understand why anybody's... If I had one of these big platforms and I was interviewing Fuentes, I wouldn't be asking him questions about, are you racist? I would be playing old clips of him where he says stupid shit like, having sex with a person of a different color is the same as bestiality. I wonder how the Hodge twins feel about that, because they're big Fuentes boys right now.
Yeah, and I don't really understand that. Like, did you guys do zero research here?
Hey, Candace, aren't you married to a white guy? Isn't Candace married to a white guy?
Yes.
Hey, Candace, you know your boy Nick thinks that you're basically a dog being fucked by a white guy, right?
Yeah. He thinks that most minorities are subhuman, so that's a bit of a deal breaker for a lot of people.
Yeah, I would be pointing out all the horrible shit this fucking moron has said over the years. It's not like it's hard to find. Instead of treating him, let's be honest about his rise. His rise came because Charlie Kirk gets murdered, and his little gay fanboys are all running around. He's going to be the next Charlie Kirk. This was a guy who ran around trying to ride Charlie's coattails for what, half a decade?
Yeah, playing up the Christian angle and downplaying his Jew hatred. Look, I was not a giant fan of Charlie Kirk by any stretch.
Me neither.
We pointed out several problems with him over the years, including his large cranium, which, he was deflating, and I was really happy about that. But Nick Fuentes is nowhere near the level of Charlie Kirk.
No, he's just an idiot who talks a lot. Anyway, so I did want to see how this plays out. This could be fun. This could be horrible. But let's find out, Jack.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have named his father, although it's easily discoverable.
Hang on. I don't remember. Oh, I jumped ahead to get the thumbnail. That's my bad. Hang on a sec. Here we go.
Who wrote on our YouTube channel, How to Not Conduct an Interview 101. And Mr. Crowder joins me now. Welcome to you, Mr. Crowder.
Wait a second.
Thank you for having me, sir. Merry Christmas. Or do you guys say Happy Christmas? I've heard it both ways.
Alyssa's birthday. Alyssa, this is for you. It was a while ago. I apologize. We'll get it right now. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday, to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alyssa. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I hope you had a good one. I really, really do. She has a birthday around the time my daughter does. Oh, all right. You ever notice when Steven starts an interview thing, he's always got to have some kind of relatable thing going on, like Merry Christmas, or is it Happy Christmas over there? Like, nobody gives a shit. Just say Merry Christmas and move on.
It's an attempt to ingratiate himself with the host.
Yeah, and he does it every time I've seen him on something.
Yeah.
We do both. I'd be very happy to wish you a happy Christmas and a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Despite you impugning my qualities as an interviewer. You did expand on this. You said Piers Morgan is a liberal at heart, which I think is probably right.
True. But again, by today's standards, man, what is a liberal? You know what I mean? I mean, people who were very, very clearly liberal a decade ago, by today's standards, are pretty fucking conservative. This is the Overton window shift that, I mean, even Elon has pointed out. You can keep moving that or keep calling people liberals and stuff, but Piers Morgan, yes, he's still liberal on like gun control, and there are times where it's like, okay, Morgan, I see your pinko slipping through. But by today's standards, is he really like liberal?
Not really, because now there's only liberal, which means communist, and right-wing extremism.
I would
So
actually
that's
put,
why.
I would actually put him more centrist these days.
Yeah, but I mean the same with Donald Trump, who's a '90s Democrat.
Yeah,
I mean, if you go back to like JFK, who was a liberal at the time as a Democrat, he would be considered a far-right extremist.
it took 30 years for that to be true of Kennedy, and it took like 2 years for that to be true of like Bill Maher.
Yeah. Well, that's how well the propaganda machine is oiled.
Bubba says
that thing is going overtime.
Yeah, Bubba says by today's standards, George Carlin is worse than Hitler. True. I mean, Carlin said the N-bomb on stage.
Yeah, he was. He'd be considered a racist bigot.
So he spent the whole interview trying to gotcha his way through identity politics on a guy who already rejects the premise. I did think that was an interesting commentary, actually.
Nick does not reject the premise of identitarian politics. Excuse me. Have you heard the term woke right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the basis behind the whole woke right idea, label, I guess. Is that all of these people are like, I'm against identity politics, white power. and they don't see the contradiction in their stupidity.
Yeah. Well, on top of that, I don't even think Fuentes is right wing. So they're just classifying him that way.
Fuentes is a commie. I mean, he's an avowed commie at this point. And we went through it. I played the clip the other day where he was, talking about how we need to abandon the free market.
Yep. And he talked about loving Stalin's birthday.
Yep. That's an important day to him.
Yeah.
It's how he measures things in his own life, for real. Tyrai, thank you so much. Yay, I missed you, Monk. Also, once again, if people watch this show, they would know to ignore Nick Fuentes. Also, if kids are watching Nick, how can anyone get past that terrible haircut? I don't know why people like Fuentes and Hassan and Caleb Hammer have that haircut, but I fucking hate it. I
don't really get it.
It is a reverse mullet, and I don't understand. Anyway.
Hold on real quick. Thank you, Evil One, on the Cash App. Says, to help upgrade your Asian love den. Well, thank you. That's very generous, and I will be doing so. I'll buy them some new shackles, maybe a glass of water.
If you guys hear heavy breathing, it's just me. Darth Vader didn't sneak into chat.
Amberlyn reads back there, go struggle breathing.
You're reading your thing, and I heard myself breathing. I was like, fuck. Aren't you guys glad you tuned in for this one? All right, let's get back to these guys.
I would start by saying I wasn't trying to gotcha him because I'd already made it clear I was going to put to him, I'd already said this publicly, I was going to put to him all the more contentious things that he has said, which have gained notoriety, and challenge him properly about them, which I think I did. I don't categorize that as a gotcha. He got very exercised about.
I don't know if you saw Steven there doing his little goofy head thing. Yeah, asking somebody about things they said is not a gotcha. I'm so tired of this nonsense. If you say something stupid and somebody asks you, hey, remember this stupid thing you said? What do you think about it? That's not a gotcha. That's asking them to clarify or double down on the stupid shit that they said. I don't understand why this has become some kind of bad thing to do. It'd be one thing if you were taking them out of context, right? Then I can see, okay, yeah, that's kind of a gotcha. Like if you were to ask Trump, hey, didn't you say very fine people on both sides? That's an attempted gotcha. That is a deceitful way to frame what was actually said. But if you said, hey, you denounced the white supremacists and stuff, but you did say there were good people on both sides. What did you mean by that? That is a legit question.
Yeah.
Because you're already, you're not going just for the inflammatory good people on both sides thing, which the media used to paint it as him saying Nazis were good, which he's explicitly said no. So asking old Nikki, and again, I haven't watched the interview, and I guess now I have to, but asking him about the shit he said isn't a gotcha. It's asking him to answer for the stupid shit that he said. Why is that a problem? Can somebody explain? All right, let's see.
Real quick. Thank you, Tyrai. To be able to buy a half a comic or a pack of ramen noodles. I appreciate it, Tyrai. Thank you. And yeah, I do need to go to the comic shop. I got a copy of Batman Deadpool waiting for me.
I had ramen noodles the other day.
Oh.
Bubba says team sports, sadly. You're not wrong. I mean, so much of this comes down to team sports. If people, this is why I preach so much about having principles. Because team sports will turn you retarded. It really will. Trust me, I cheer for the Chargers every week knowing they're going to lose. I know I'm retarded. But at least that's just in sports. That's not in anything that's going to have impact on society.
I can hear 1,000 football fans crying right now by your statement there.
Leave team sports in team sports where it belongs.
The story involving his father. And I said on an earlier panel we did
I don't know shit
that
about his
actually,
father.
if I had my time again, I wouldn't have named his father, although it's easily discoverable on the internet, but I wouldn't have done that. I would still have told the anecdote because I was trying to.
Chargers are going to the playoffs. They've been to the Super Bowl. How'd that work out? I'm a Chargers fan. You're not going to convince me they're good, okay? Herbert's good. God damn if he had a good team around him. What's the deal with Nick Fuentes, his father?
I don't remember.
Anybody? Somebody let me know. I mean, is it actually his brother too? Is this an Ilhan Omar kind? I don't know anything about his dad or why it would be important.
Explain to Nick Fuentes, the story was put in the public domain by Nick Fuentes about his father in a way in which you could only construe from it that his father made decisions when Nick Fuentes was young, which appeared to be racist decisions. And
I'm sorry. Nick Fuentes put out a statement about his dad being a racist. Okay. That's apparently I have some lore digging to do. Oh, God, this guy's is this really where we are?
It's one of the many misdirections that are
All
meant to
right.
distract us from all the stuff going on in life.
was curious whether he felt he was a product of that environment. Now, he went nuts about that, and he's perfectly entitled to. And he's come after me and my family. If he's perfectly entitled to do all that, I don't care.
All right. How many of you guys actually watched this interview? So, from what we just got context clues here, Nick Fuentes put out some stuff about his dad that sound racist. He asked him about it, and Flamer got mad. Is that what you got out of that part of the conversation too?
Yes. And Nick brought up, here's his wife who's several years younger and apparently doesn't love him.
Nick can't talk about anybody's wives. The guy's never even seen vagina.
That did come up in the interview
About him being gay?
about him being a virgin or something.
Oh.
I watched about half the interview. I got distracted and started playing with the cat, and I ended up on some other program by the time I was done playing with the kitty cat.
Huh. All right.
That's how compelling
I was
it
curious why you felt that I was playing gotcha with him and not just actually, I think, doing my job as a journalist and just.
Because Stephen doesn't understand anything. Oops. Why did that go small again?
Challenging him about the more contentious things that he said.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't think you challenged him on the most contentious things. And by the way, it's not an impugnment of your character. It's a different interviewing style, right? I think.
No, you said it was how not to do an interview. That's not a different interviewing style. Right? I'm not wrong on that.
Nope.
All right. Hey, Rodline, how you doing, man? I'm feeling better than I did, believe it or not.
I think that trying to shame someone like Nick Fuentes for being racist, for being a misogynist, like that's a layup for him. He's already been accused of that, and I don't think it's very fruitful. I mean, I don't want to conflate God.
What? Hey, he's been accused of being racist, so there's no reason to point out that he's fucking racist. Oh God. Steve, I don't think very highly of you anyway, but that was a level of retarded even I wasn't expecting from you.
Yeah, to be fair, I was. I expect more retarded shit.
So I don't know. Saying don't accuse Harvey Weinstein of abusing women because he's already been accused of that. So there's no reason to point that shit out.
Yeah, Your Honor. Jeez. Oh.
What a dumb fucking line of logic.
I do like how you have like the double hand job action going on there with Steven.
Yeah, he's getting ready to pinch Nikki's nipples.
Yeah.
It's because he's
Oh.
proudly racist. That's why there's no reason trying to shame him by calling him racist. It's not shaming him to call him racist. It's accurate.
Massive said Fuentes' dad avoided certain restaurants to avoid a melanated demographic.
Oh, okay.
That kind of makes sense that he would say something like that.
Pointing out somebody's racist who has no shame in being racist, there's still utility in that, for all of the people who are like, he's not actually racist, even though he 100% is.
Yeah, you get to set the stage that way. That's part of the framing of who this person is.
Piers tried to shame him by calling him racist. Was he shaming him or pointing out the truth?
You with challenging. So I would say, by the way, yeah, if he's going after your family, Nick Fuentes, if you're watching, strongly condemn that from your audience if anything is happening out of line. But I also would say, when the guy makes a good point and says, hey, you know what, my dad's not here to defend himself. Could we move on from that? Don't do it 6 more times. But I counted 6 times and you're not able to get to where you actually have disagreements. See,
well, again, I haven't watched it, but what Piers said there is that he was asking Nick if he thought that influenced his own racist behavior. And my guess is that Nick didn't answer the question, so he asked him again.
Yeah, but I get not overly harping on the point because you're not always going to get people to answer your question. So do it once or twice and then kind of move on and circle back to it later.
I mean, again, it all depends on how the conversation happens. You're right. If they're just blatantly going to do it, but I can also see why you would redirect multiple times if the person is losing their mind and my dad's not here to defend it. But I wasn't asking about your dad defending. I was asking you how it affected you.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, we're dealing with 3 helmet wearing Spurgs.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
When I sat down with Nick, and I played his clips back, people could argue that it was tedious, but I would play a 1.5-minute clip, a 2-minute clip, because I wanted to show it in context. And I was able to actually lay out.
What's that?
Looks like he keeps cupping balls. That hand gesture is not appropriate for this conversation.
Actually able to contrast our policy, our prescription differences, where people know. And so I think if you go after, father being racist, I don't even know that you would construe his father's being racist because he doesn't like Applebee's. No one likes Applebee's. No one.
I like Applebee's. Their Oreo shakes are the bomb, man. Fuck you.
Look, I may be as normie as it comes, but I fucking love Applebee's.
I love Applebee's.
Their food is delicious. I don't care what anyone says. I will gladly go. If somebody's like, dude, nobody will go. Do you want to go to Applebee's? I'm like, yes.
Yes.
And you're buying because I'm going to eat a lot.
And now I have the song Fancy Like stuck in my head. Thank you, you fucking dick.
Right? And they have that 2 for $25 deal. Dude, that thing's great.
You know where I first do you know the song Fancy Like? The guy singing about Applebee's? It's a country song and it's very, very catchy. The first time I ever heard it was actually an Applebee's waitress asking us to please not sing it. I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. But now I'm going to find out just to piss you off. I won't sing it, but I have an app on my phone.
There you go. All right.
Hang on. That's not what he said. He literally told the story that his father didn't like that particular restaurant chain or others because they were known for black fare.
But hey, nobody likes some Piers.
I mean, it's not like he said Popeyes. It said Applebee's. What do they have that's considered black fare at Applebee's?
Well, I don't know.
I know they have fajitas, and you know what Nick is?
No, they don't. They got rid of him. Maybe that's why his dad got mad.
Oh, I think we cracked the real case here. Yeah, because their menu is pretty good. There's not many foods on there that I'm not going to order.
What is black fare at Applebee's?
That's what I'm wondering. Is it wings? because that's the only thing I can think of. That they have like chicken tenders or something that his dad is like, no. It's not like they have collard greens or any other stereotype stuff.
They have chicken wings. Chicken wings is a white thing.
Yeah.
All right. And there's going to be black people. I like chicken wings. I know you do.
Yeah,
Calm
everybody likes
down.
chicken wings. They're delicious. That's not a racial thing.
No. But it tends to be more of a wings was a white boy thing that blew up. Now if half their menu, this is going to sound racist, it's not, was fried chicken and his dad was like that, then maybe I could see him saying the fair, but it's not. It's not even stereotypically black food. What the fuck are you talking about? They ain't got like collard greens on there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing directly. All right, I'm looking up their menu.
It's steak and they got ribs and they got some fish and some grilled chicken.
Yeah, pasta, seafood,
Yeah.
bunch of sandwiches. Maybe it's the salads, Monkey. It's the salads.
Wings have little to no meat on them. Don't get me started on my wings rant, okay?
They have that sizzling cookie dough, I think it's called, with the ice cream.
Oh, that is my favorite. I fucking love it.
I'm getting hungry. I just ate and I'm getting hungry. The sizzling butter pecan pie. Why is it Applebee's 24 hours?
Maybe he was just misunderstanding, thinking it was Southern food. And I would give you that if he was talking about Country Kitchen Buffet or Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, or even Ponderosa. But no, I'm not buying this. Fiesta Lime Chicken, not exactly Black Fare. Bourbon Street Chicken, no, not buying that either.
Did he actually say black fare or melanated fare? Because maybe like Nick Fuentes, his dad doesn't like Hispaniels.
That's possible.
Fuentes.
Maybe he just hates baby back ribs.
Perhaps. All right. But you know what? I'll be honest with you. Maybe it is the ribs that makes him go black fare.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ribs are known as a black food. Sorry, white people.
Peripheral though. So it's not like they're like, you could get half a watermelon. This is fucking stupid.
Because ribs are wonderful, and I eat a ton of them.
Yeah, it's absolutely everybody food.
Maybe he was allergic to any seasoning.
He hates the ultimate trios. That's what it is.
Milo is a horrible Pokemon trainer. I'm not even sure what that said. This episode of Piers Morgan did have Milo on it, and I was listening, and I kept looking over. And Milo, if I didn't know better, I would have thought he was blind because of the way he kept moving his eyes and looking around like he couldn't actually focus on anything. It was
blind
weird.
Or on some recreational substances.
It could have been that too.
Sure.
Well, that's racist.
Black fare. What if people don't like black fare as far as food? What if people don't want to be somewhere where they're more likely to end up in a World Star Hip Hop video?
You are not going to end up in a World Star Hip Hop at the most suburban restaurant chain in history. You go to Waffle House, you're more likely to end up in a World Star video, and that's not black fare either.
No, that is country white right there.
Yeah, that is just delicious breakfast eating, and I will go there because they will defend me to their grave. Fucking Waffle House has the most combat experienced people outside of Afghanistan, and I will stand by that. But again, Crowder's argument is disingenuous. It's not considered a black chain.
No, and has anybody, I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but has anybody seen a World Star video in an Applebee's?
Not that I can think of.
Or a TGIF or any, what are the other ones? Ruby Tuesdays, any of these chain pseudo steakhouse kind of places?
Yeah. Where their menu is like extensive, because I mean Applebee's has a very large menu.
Look, I've been to a lot of Applebee's, and that is one white fucking place. Okay,
Yeah.
and I love their food, but come on, man, it's that is a honky hangout.
This is where we get to the issue of you and him discussing per capita. Right? Let me ask you this. Like you're a Catholic. We were talking about this. You said you'd be happy to talk about it. What do you think is going to be fruitful in attacking a celibate Catholic for not getting laid?
I didn't.
The savior of the white race who won't go out there and procreate with his pseudo white genes. I don't know why you'd ask him about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Elon's
is
done
amazing.
way more for the procreation of the white race.
It is amazing how offended Steve is on Nick's behalf here.
Well, the closet protects its own.
Hey, Stephen, I hate to use your good book against you, but didn't the Lord say, be fruitful and multiply?
Look, your hate facts have no place here. They can pick and choose what sections they use out of there.
He didn't say be a closeted homo. I'm fairly certain that the Bible has some stuff to say about him being a homo that probably doesn't fit with your Christian beliefs with him being one, homie. You don't get to fall back on your good book and not get challenged about it, asshole.
Yeah.
You're
driving people into his arms.
I didn't attack him.
He said he needs to get laid.
I think he does.
That's a heresy.
I think he does. I think he's an.
Well, I mean, he didn't say go out and find a whore. I mean, he could mean go get in a serious relationship, get married, and have sex.
Yeah.
Piers did directly say, go find an OnlyFans slut and bang her. Bonnie Blue did escape her charges in Indonesia, by the way.
Well, I figured she would. They don't want to deal with that. How do I want to put this? Disease-ridden whore any more than anybody else does.
We don't want your cooties here, ma'am. You're going to have to leave, and you're banned for 10 years.
Incel.
So I advocate heresy.
I think I perfectly understand if you're a devout Catholic, which I'm not. If you're a
Nick is not a devout Christian. You don't get to hide behind that. Sorry.
I was brought up a Catholic and I was given spiritual guidance by Catholic nuns, and a lot of my family are very devout Catholics. I'm not
You
particularly.
know what Catholics are known for? Having lots of kids.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I'm not Catholic either. I have a vague understanding of some of their more, differential doctrines from my own faith. But I think the closest I've been to one is there was a stripper that was dressed like a nun. I was like, that's kind of blasphemous. I don't know if I want to be involved in this in case lightning comes down. Oh, boobies. And then I changed my mind. But I have a feeling that Piers Morgan has no idea what he's talking about. Neither does Nick Fuentes.
But I still adhere to, broadly adhere to Catholicism, albeit there are parts of the teachings I don't agree with. So that's my position on it. But I can understand if he'd said to me, the reason I've never had
then
sex.
Why bring it up, Piers? Why is it relevant whether he's...
He was just explaining that. But go ahead and jump in with your question.
Yeah.
Mr. Good interviewer.
been late or not. Because I said in my interview specifically, just so you know, I'll answer for everything I say. When I interviewed him, I said, I hate it when people use something that should be seen as a virtue as an attack. Out of all the...
I bet your wife said that at the hearing.
Hey,
Oh, too soon.
he said having a girlfriend is gay. Did
Yeah.
you ask him where in the Bible it told him that having a woman is gay?
Yeah, it's fair to question him about his religious views when Nick brings
When he hides behind
religious
it?
stuff up all the time.
Yeah.
views, if you view them as reprehensible, and I, by the way, strongly disagree with a lot of Nick's views, the least relevant is whether he's celibate as a devout Catholic.
What is
Right.
relevant there, and I know Piers probably wasn't going for this. This is why I talk about it all the time. Because all of the people following him who think that he's, their leader, it's funny to imagine them knowing that their hero is a flaming cat boy.
Yeah, it's relevant because he makes a lot of biblical doctrine arguments, but doesn't abide by any of them himself. And that is hypocrisy. And it needs to be pointed out. And it's fair to question him about that.
I have to point this out because it's in chat. It's, talking to somebody else, they say many Catholics are celibate until marriage. Everybody is celibate until marriage. Celibate literally means unmarried. What you're thinking of is chaste, and the internet has fucking ruined this. Celibacy is about getting married and having sex. Chastity is not having sex at all. That's why priests take a vow of both celibacy and chastity. They're two different things.
Yeah, they've been conflated pretty heavily over the years.
Yeah, the whole incel thing, it's actually inchaste. They're involuntarily chaste.
That's like a good thing, and so you actually give him the moral high ground. He says, "Hey,
had you said
my
to me,
dad out of it."
Yeah, but hang on, you're putting up a better defense, if I may suggest, than he did, because had he said to me, "I'm a devout Catholic, and the reason I haven't had sex is because the Catholic Church forbids that and says you should be married before you have sex," perfectly reasonable answer. That's not what he said. He never said that at all.
So you didn't do your research.
But that's okay because he's here to defend Nick not using his wiener because he's afraid of girls and actually likes boys.
Because he said that literally dozens of
He
times.
may have said it elsewhere. He didn't say it to me. I only asked him about that stuff because there is a view that he is what they call an incel. And
He's not an incel. He is a closeted homosexual. That's what he is. And he's deeply ashamed of it. You think he was hanging out with Milo because they think so much alike? Really? You think he was hanging out with Ye because they just have so much in common? You
On the down low?
You don't think he was wearing a collar and a leash behind the scene? Come on.
that he whips up that kind of mentality, and that's why he's such a misogynist about women and so on. It's an interesting thing to ask him. He seemed to me quite happy to answer it all. He was quite emphatic in.
But Piers, Stephen was offended.
His answers, fine. I didn't see that as an attack. I was joking about getting laid because it seems to me he's a very angry guy.
Can I jump in for a second here?
Yeah.
Because this is where I think this is important.
Hey, don't make jokes, Piers.
Old censorious Stevie here gets mad when people are funnier than him.
Right?
They'll turn the light on.
His audience will. People out there, by the way, some who are voluntarily celibate because they're devout Christians, but also if you look at the dating pool out there, I don't think it's misogyny to say, I wouldn't date one of those young women if they were growing on my ass. And they're actually out there living in a world that's been created. They will identify you as someone who's helped create that, right? Someone who says, I don't care if the UK no longer looks white. I don't care if we lose our cultural identity. Hey, it's great, women's rights. And they're looking at their prospects. And when you say, hey, you're celibate or whatever it is, you haven't gotten laid, you're an incel. Guess what? You give him the moral high ground. When you
pointing out somebody is a virgin is giving them the moral high ground. All right. I mean, I'm not sure how that works. Wonder what Nick's mother is like. Yeah. I get the curiosity about his parents because fuck, they messed him up. But
Yeah.
say, hey, what about your dad? And he asks you, and I will say, he asked pretty respectfully, don't do that. You go on 6 more times. What did you ask about
because I thought what he was
you
doing.
said little twerp.
Yeah, no, I just
He said little twerp.
he is a little twerp.
Yeah, he's a weasel. He's the kind of guy that can twist things to his advantage. And I don't think somebody like Piers, who's, let's face it, he's not part of the internet culture, he's not going to be able to trick somebody like Nick with these gotcha questions. His gotcha questions are old people questions that would trick a different demographic, a different age group.
Thank you, Michael. You really should hang on. I think you really should watch the Fuentes interview first. As a board certified Fuentes hater, Stephen has a point when it comes to how Piers basically handed him the debate. I have a feeling we would disagree on that. I'll watch it.
Stephen, I hear you. I hear you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, honestly, I'm not, because I've got a lot of respect for you. I think that he.
Well, thank you.
I think
I don't see.
I don't either. I've
what he tried to
disliked you for a long time, Stephen. You're a douchebag.
do. He tried to. I think he was taken aback when I revealed that anecdote about his father, and I think he didn't want to address what he actually said on air with that anecdote because it's pretty damning when you hear it. And I think he decided very quickly, because he's a smart, quick operator, to turn it into me attacking him about his dad who wasn't there.
Ding, 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 ding. This is why I said I'd probably disagree with you on that, because I how do I want to put this? Fuentes is a very Destiny / Andrew Wilson kind of person. And when he's confronted with stuff that he's uncomfortable about, he changes the subject or tries to morally grandstand, to use hey, you gave him the moral high ground, right? And oftentimes, yeah, it can look bad. And you're probably right, Jack, that he shouldn't have done it. What did he say? 6 times? He shouldn't have done it that many times, because it does with people who, how do I want to put this? Are easily swayed by that kind of stuff. It can look like, oh my God, look how bad he's losing this because Nick has the right answers here, or Nick is saying that you shouldn't talk about his dad. It's his fucking story.
Yeah, but it makes it look like you're almost bullying it. It's this badgering that a lot of younger people aren't used to that style of journalism, where you say, answer the question, and you hyper focus on something. It just looks like you're trying to browbeat them into submission. And it's not an effective tactic with somebody that's sly and crafty like Fuentes or Andrew Wilson or Destiny. It's not going to work on them. They don't need to be smart. They just need to understand what you're doing and turn it around on you to make them look sympathetic.
Yeah. Does anybody know the timestamp of when that happened? Because we can pull up that section of it.
And how disgusting and blah. And that's fine, but I kept trying to bring him back. I kept saying, look, it's not an attack on your father.
To his dad.
Well, it wasn't. I wasn't attacking his dad. I was saying, if you tell.
But seeing, again, I haven't seen it, but that was my guess, that he's trying to bring it back to how this story affected you as a person. And what did Crowder just do there to his dad?
Yeah,
it's not about his dad. It's about how Nick's own story about his father shaped Nick.
And again, that's a generational thing. Now we're this hyper empathetic group of people, whereas the previous generation would have been like, you're just dodging.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh my God, you're bullying him. You're so mean. You keep bringing this back up. It's so traumatic.
Yep.
And that doesn't work anymore.
And in that regard, I will say that, yeah, that would be a fail on Pierce's part for not getting what the optics were going to be on that. Because optics do matter. We talk about that a lot on this show.
Yeah, but you end up, a lot of times when you're talking with someone, you get so hyper-focused on one topic that it's hard to get away from that. And you end up getting stuck. And that's the worst thing you could do when you're talking to someone that's, your grandkids' age. Let's face it, Piers is like 60-something, right? So you're talking to a different age demographic, and you just come off as a condescending father figure to a lot of the younger viewers, because Nick's age demographic is like 30 and under. And they're going to be like, oh my God, you sound like my dad. That's why I'm saying that can't work. You have to change your approach. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I think you just make fun of the little flamer. That's the easiest way to deal with him.
Yeah, somebody like him, a little racist piece of shit like him, yeah, you have him on to make them look silly and turn them into the butt of your jokes. You don't take them seriously because somebody like him, he's not really serious. Somebody, I don't know if you saw it, but somebody did a analysis on Kick or one of these, or Cozy or something, and most of his viewers are like in India and Pakistan.
I was about to say, hey, Monkey, you sound better than coughing happened. Yeah, welcome to my fucking world. I'm blaming
Surprise!
you. It's your fault because you made me cough again. Here we go. Not you, Bubba.
Oh yeah, well that'll happen.
A story which looks to the world when they hear it that you're saying your father was racist. Can that have an influence on you as you grow up? That was the question I was making. I didn't want him getting off the hook of answering that question about his environment, having heard him in his own words put that story out there.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, he could have ended up on World Star, Piers. He didn't want to end up on World Star.
Yeah, he should have played the clip of that story being told, and that would have made it harder for him to get out of it. I don't think he did that.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. In trying to keep him 6 times, and that's what I counted, on the hook for his dad maybe being a racist. Look, if your dad's in the Klan, it couldn't be relevant. It has nothing to do with the price of tea in China, right? What?
It can be relevant. That's a cop-out for him, Stevie.
Your dad being in the Klan will have no effect on you.
Yeah, no influence whatsoever. You were just raised by this individual. They were a parental figure of some sort, perhaps. But no, nothing to do. That's just silly, Piers. Jeez.
Michael, thank you. That's still asking him to answer for his father. No, it's not. Asking him to answer for his father would be like, why was your dad racist? That's asking him to answer for his father. Saying, you said your dad was racist or seemed to be racist in here. How do you think that affected you? Is asking you to answer for you.
Yeah, your perception of your father does matter. It does have an impact on how you're raised. I mean, he may have absolutely hated the way his father responded to that situation, or he may have loved it. And that is contextual to his upbringing and his belief system now. We're all influenced by our parents for good or bad.
It's a self-reflective question. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Look, self-analysis is forbidden, Monkey. How dare you? How dare you?
I can point to most of the origins of my strong feelings about things, and many of them come from my parents. It's stuff that I have, as I've gotten older, put my own thought into. Like my mom was very pro-abortion, and for a long time, so was I, until I actually sat down and thought about it for myself. And then I was like, oh no, that's killing babies.
We need those.
What hook?
Well, it is if you openly admit to being a racist.
Hold on,
isn't
asking
it?
him about Stalin. And I say this because the last time I was on your show, remember we were talking about Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
And by the way, I would hope that you would be just as hard on Candace and people like Tucker
Sure.
for some of the things that they've said.
Sure.
I think it's fair to be even-handed across the board.
Yeah, I agree.
Stalin, I said I would like to ask him about that, right? Is he a fan? Is he actually an admirer? Or does he just mean to say he's fascinated? What did you ask? You asked him about his dad 6 times. You attacked him as and I don't mean attack him.
I will give this to Stephen. If you are on the conservative side and you want to actually make inroads against the rise of this flaming freak, pointing out that he's a commie will go way further than pointing out that he's a racist. Because for some reason, people have decided actual racists aren't as bad because people who aren't racist sometimes get called racist.
Well, yeah, and let's face it, most of the people that use the word racist all the time have never met an actual racist.
Yeah.
Present him, but racist, misogynist, right? Stuff that he already knows. That's the playbook. You'll drive your fans into his own arms. What was your question?
I have to address that. If you hear that Nick Fuentes is a racist and a misogynist and a Jew hater, and that makes you rush into Nick's arms, you're just a bad person, okay? Because these aren't things that are said about him that aren't true. Yes, tons of people get labeled with that stuff when it's not appropriate. It's absolutely appropriate with that little flamer. And if you're like, hey, everybody hates him, that makes him good, then you are not a serious person.
Yeah, your
I saw this-
discernment ability is not real great because there's lots of people out there that are very evil that the majority of people don't like.
I saw somebody the other day, well, probably 2 weeks ago now, say something to the effect about Fuentes. Everybody's saying he's a bad person. That must mean he's actually good. And I like apply that to Joe Biden. Apply that logic to, I don't know, Pol fucking Pot.
Yeah,
Everybody says he sucks. He must actually be really good.
Let's take a look at death row.
Like, that is such a fucking moronic way of thinking.
On Stalin.
Well, I asked him.
There wasn't one.
Well, there was actually.
There wasn't one.
No, you're
No,
missing.
there wasn't.
No, there was. You just didn't hear it. So I actually brought on a British journalist called Danny Finkelstein, who spent 90 seconds in a video talking about what Stalin and Hitler had done to his family. I did it in the context of him saying Hitler's cool, but Stalin was addressed in that, and he was totally dismissive of a Jewish man talking about his family being annihilated by Stalin and Hitler.
Do you hear yourself? Do you think that you think that's going to be effective or fruitful?
Hey, you just proved me wrong. Do you hear yourself? Do you think that's fruitful?
Is Steven Crowder like
Retarded?
secretly? Well, yeah, I knew that, but is he secretly defending Nick here? Because it
Secretly?
sounds like it.
It
Bring
wasn't.
on a guy named
It wasn't.
Finkelstein. No, it wasn't. You didn't ask me. Let me read you what I asked him about Stalin.
Michael, thank you. Piers just lied. He only asked about Hitler. He gave the context in which he asked it.
Okay, because I think a lot of people, you responded saying it was softball. I don't. Did you watch the whole interview that I conducted with Nick?
Well, before you read what you're about to read, let me play a little mashup of you interviewing Nick Fuentes, and you can respond to this. Hang on.
Okay, but did you watch the whole interview?
Yeah,
Nick
hang on.
Fuentes, do you hate all Jews, sir?
No.
I thought asking him about anti-Semitism doesn't help, Stephen. It drives people into his arms.
Well, on top of that, you could be indifferent toward people and not love them or hate them. I just don't think about them.
Do you
Like, do you
see
hate all Jews? No.
the gay little way he asked that?
That's the
you
only
watch
way
all-
Steven asks questions, Monkey.
Watch his demeanor here.
Interview.
Yeah,
Nick
hang on.
Fuentes, do you hate all Jews, sir?
That was a little overly dramatic, almost sarcastic, and
It
like,
was.
I have to ask you this. Is that a shot at Ben Shapiro?
No.
Maybe.
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you consider yourself an anti-Semite, a noted anti-Semite?
No.
Do you consider yourself an anti-Semite?
Oh my God. I
Hard
don't
hitting
consider
journalism.
myself anti-squirrel. I just hate all the squirrels.
Okay. Clears that up. Do you believe that white people are
That cleared it up, did it, Steve?
That cleared it up, Monkey. He said no, and
Okay.
nobody ever lies,
Never.
ever. That it's the anti-house
No. Okay.
doctrine.
Yeah. So just taking the one-word answer. Yeah. It cleared it up, he said.
He looks Fuentes
Clears
right
that up.
there looks like an old lady. Look at him.
Well, it's because he's got that fucking ridiculous haircut and he's built like a little girl.
Yeah, but his face looks like an old lady, like a judgmental old lady. Man, I can't.
I like
place
him
his
trying
face.
to. I do like him trying to seem serious here.
Yeah, well, they're two unserious people, one with beady eyes and one with old lady face, and I don't trust either one of these clowns. So,
Hey,
well,
Undoomed.
insulted they have Christmas trees there.
How you doing, Undoomed? Hope you're well, my friend.
Yeah, dude.
Do you believe that white people are superior to all other races on the planet?
No.
You asked a Mexican.
That is a bald-faced lie right there. He
Does
doesn't.
Steven not know how to buy shirts that fit? Look at his. Is he trying to look extra muscular? Is
Yes.
he doing the Hassan thing?
He buys shirts that are a little too small, so it makes him look bigger.
Sad.
Okay. Do you want to eradicate all non-whites from the United States?
No.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
Ask him if he's
followed
ever
that up.
argued for an ethno state, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, I think if you had pressed him on that, he probably would have said he wants minorities as a slave class.
Well, he's asking, like right now, do you want to eliminate all minorities?
Yeah, he's asking questions like leftists do with these
Yeah.
all or nothing, no middle ground question, possible answers there.
They make dress shirts fit like, would I say, tights now? Steven is wealthy enough he could get tailor-made shirts that actually fit.
Barry Weiss will be very happy to hear that. No doubt she's watching. And then because this happens a lot, right? It's Tucker did this with you. Fed. Nick Fuentes, are you in fact a Fed?
No.
Yeah, those were very serious questions you just asked there, Steve. Hard-hitting, deep journalism right there.
Yeah, the equivalent of a fifth grader saying, "Are you a cop? You have to tell me if you're a cop."
Yeah. For fuck's sake, man. I'm interested to see where what's his name's going to go with this. Excuse me, I have the hiccups because I haven't had enough hard time having a show today. Oh, son of a bitch. I do not even know how much longer I can do this. Hang on. Undoomed, my friend. I'm sending you a link. No pressure to come on. Just an invite if you want it, because it helps me not have to talk during the show to have other people. Do you want me to lie?
No.
No, actually, you're a good guy to hang out with. So if you want to hang out, there's the link, my friend.
Okay.
I got to say, mate, that's one of the most forensic examinations of interviewing masterclass I think I've ever seen. I mean, the follow-ups.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, go ahead and tell us how important your interview was, dickhead. Son of a bitch. I didn't do that.
Were magnificent.
Nick,
Magnificent.
Pierce, did you watch the whole interview?
No.
No, you didn't. Okay, so one of us came here quite a bit more prepared, which seems to be your approach with Nick. So let me read you my exact question on Stalin. Those were layups specifically because, again, I think you and I both agree, right? We want to have reasonable discussions. You don't want to radicalize.
Well, you let him get away with all of that shit.
That's part of having a reasonable discussion, monkey.
Those are layups for him. They're layups for him because he said no and you said it cleared it up.
The counter with any video clips of him saying dumb shit.
Right.
Nothing.
This is the guy who told us just a little bit ago that he made sure to bring clips of Nick and show them to him 1.5 to 2 minutes long. You didn't bring any of them, like where he actually argued for an ethno state. You didn't bring any of the clips where he argues that white people are just inherently more intelligent than everyone else, except for the Jews who he hates, but he doesn't hate them.
There was zero room to question anything with his completely direct and well thought out response of no.
Yeah,
There's no wiggle room.
You gave sarcastic questions, telling your audience, see, of course he's not actually racist. See. You let him answer straight so you can press him later. Are you serious? Did he press him later on being racist? Because he's switching now to Stalin. He's not countering what he just showed with anything of actually addressing those things. Stevens actually said repeatedly that you shouldn't even bring that shit up because it just drives people into Nick's arms.
I agree.
Get rid of the bull crap on the outset so that we could actually get to real differences. And I think here's something that I really pursue.
I just have to address something you just said there. You sarcastically asked him if he thought whites were better than others, and you just said, get that out of the way so you can get onto the parts where you disagree. So you don't disagree that whites are better?
You're thinking again, Monkey. What have I told you about that?
Think of those questions that he just asked, and think of the fact that he just said that they needed to get on to where they disagree. Stephen, do you even realize what you just said?
Well, he's smarter than us. Just ask him.
God damn it. Why does that keep...
When I interview someone, truth and understanding. I asked him about Stalin. Let me read you the exact question later on. It would help if you watched the whole interview. I said, my question to you would be, I know that you've said we want a Catholic theocracy or a Christian theocracy. I've heard the word dictatorship. Correct me if I'm wrong. I would ask you, since the end point seems similar to where Stalin would want us to reach, swap atheism for Catholicism, would you be able to name, or is there any one thing that you think America concretely should copy about Stalin's rule or revolutionary methods to get there? And guess what? We were able to actually answer. We were able to actually discuss it. How many retractions on your show? 0. Quite a few on mine. How many times did we actually?
What was his answer?
Kulaks.
I asked him this question. That's awesome. You asked him a question. What did it lead? Quite a few retractions.
We get into discussions regarding where we disagree. And let me tell you where I disagree with him. I'm to the right of him on some issues. I'm definitely to the right of him economically. He's a pretty big sort of centralized economy guy, but we did it in good faith. And I presented him with.
Calling Nick Fuentes a racist is in good faith because he's a racist. Your opening questions that Piers just showed, not one of those was in good faith, sir. Not one.
No, they were all jokey.
Yeah. We did it in good faith. And since I said that, clearly that's what's real. I totally think Steven Crowder's the smartest man on the planet. Anybody believe that? I did just say it.
His own questions. We got that out of the way. If you don't watch the whole interview, yeah, you can take 15 seconds. Did you get to any? That was my question. And yours was, well, you never asked about Stalin. You said, do you still think Hitler is fucking cool?
Yeah.
How?
Undoomed, my friend. How the hell are you?
Hey, gentlemen. How are you?
Sick as hell, but happy to be alive, my friend.
Good to see you, man.
What happened? I haven't heard anything about this.
What's going on in me being sick?
Yeah. It wasn't anything serious, I hope.
No, I have a cold that won't go the fuck away.
Oh, okay. You didn't catch something incurable or anything. That's good.
Not that I know of, but we're getting to the point where I might go to a doctor to find out.
All right. Okay.
All right, we're just
I've
watching.
been watching a little bit of this shit. I can't believe Steven Crowder is actually simping for Fuentes.
Well, he's trying. I don't know how much he's actually simping for Fuentes as much as he's trying to elevate himself as some kind of intellectual genius, because asking Nick Fuentes if he actually believes the racist shit he says, that's just a win for Nick somehow. And meanwhile, I asked him, hey, do you think there's anything Stalin did that we should do? And he didn't name anything, so I win. It's fucking insane to watch. This isn't so much him glazing Nick as it him rubbing his own balls, man.
I think you could do two things at once.
I mean, it can definitely have
though?
optics of it, sure. Oh God, I don't know how much more of this smug shithead I can take.
That work out for you? What'd you learn?
That he does.
And that's new? That he thinks they have nice outfits? They're Hugo Boss.
No, but okay, he didn't say that as his reason.
Did you learn about Stalin, Pierce? Did you learn about
I learned this about.
I do love
talking about.
Okay, because Fuentes has recently gotten deserved hate for his love of Joseph Stalin. And apparently that's the only thing you're supposed to ask him about. You can't ask him about anything else, just Stalin.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, the big 40-second break after he was asked that question?
Stalin, because that seemed. Sorry, my internet interrupted there. Did he only ask about Stalin, or was there other parts of that
No.
interview?
It was just the break where he didn't say anything. Steven Crowder didn't say anything. It's like, you could see the gears turning in his head. Like, what do I say now? What do I say now?
Yeah, because Piers had an answer. And this is what I was getting at with this. This is about, this part here is Crowder's own ego. That's what this is all about here.
He's
Or
I learned this
a
about-
debater.
Yes.
Sorry.
Enfranchised.
As I said to you, I played a clip from a guy who literally lost family members, close family members, to Stalin and to Hitler.
Sure.
And Nick Fuentes' response was to mock him and then to unleash his groypers on this guy who've been now mercilessly abusing and mocking him about the loss of his family members to Stalin and Hitler for the last 48 hours. Now, you might think that's acceptable, or that somehow I didn't push that
my
hard
God.
enough.
This is what legacy media is done. You can't compete. Look, guys like Nick,
I'm not
guys
in
like Andrew
legacy
Wilson on
media.
your show, I mean that you were at CNN, HLN for a very long time and you're still following the same format. And so there, accusing someone young of being racist is a win. But with people who've grown up being accused of racism, of misogyny their whole life, they don't give a shit. And
See, this is the shit I was talking about. This is the. Yes, tons of us. Probably all three of us on this panel have been called racist and aren't. That doesn't mean when you run into somebody who is an actual fucking racist that you just ignore that.
No, I mean, if they show themselves, believe them.
I've seen this so many times of people who actually are racist, who actually are sexist, who actually are anti-Semites or whatever ist and phobia you want to talk about. They're like, but other people get called that. So, yeah, other people get called it wrongly, jackass.
That's the problem. That is a big problem that the left has, though. That they call everyone that.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean anything, which is to the detriment of their cause. Which it's
does
really stupid.
Water down the term so that when you see somebody that actually is a racist or misogynist, the term has no meaning because people are gonna be like, yeah, whatever, we've heard that before.
Yeah.
But see, and I hear you, but this is the wrong way to be. You still need to be discerning about these things.
What? Bigot.
Just because the left calls everybody a racist doesn't mean actual racists don't exist.
No, of course not. Of course not. No one's saying that.
No, several are. I mean, this is part of the whole well, they call everybody racist. But he is.
Oh, for sure.
This is a guy who said having sex with a black woman as a white man is like bestiality.
Sure. And let's not mention all the Jewish facts, quote unquote.
It's okay to go, no, that guy actually is a shithead.
Sure. I mean,
Okay.
I have no idea why he gets so much traction.
A lot of it right now is, how do I put, bought and paid for. There are companies out there right now who are doing PR work for streamers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very effective. We've seen it with Hassan. Oh my God, did you guys see Hassan get banned on the Chinese social media?
Billy, yeah.
He got what? Banned?
He got banned on Chinese social media, and his answer
After
for
glazing them?
yes.
Yeah.
And his answer for it was, hey, it's the social media company, not the government.
Oh, it's a private company that can do whatever they want. That thing. Okay.
Yeah, there's
In
lots
China.
of private companies in China.
In China.
In China.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'd laugh so hard. Okay, I can't take any more of Crowder right now. And I have other things I wanted to get to tonight. Who wants to see Gavin Newsom?
Nobody.
Yes.
Harley
nobody.
Quinn? I don't know.
I did see the Hill article, though.
I didn't see that.
It was like, oh, there's a big clash coming between Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris. Who's going to take the White House? Like, bro.
Hopefully, neither.
Kamala Harris, really? I mean,
Kamala,
I don't like Gavin Newsom. I hate him, but Kamala Harris is no threat to Gavin Newsom. Get the fuck out of here.
Right?
Starlit Misfit, your birthday, and around here we do this, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday to
Birthday
you.
to you.
Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday to you.
Happy birthday. I hope you have a good one. I really, really do.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Okay, so this is Gavin Newsom, governor of California, on with Ezra Klein.
Yeah.
And have you seen this clip, Jack?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of clips from this. I don't know how much you're gonna watch, but
This is the one where he's talking about immigration and how the Democrats have fucked this up and how they need to own it.
yeah.
Dundalk Healthcare. Yeah, I'm proud of that because I believe in universal healthcare. Others may say it. I did it.
That jumped it. He said, undocumented healthcare. I'm proud of that. Some say it. I did it. And I was expecting Ezra to jump in here, and he didn't. But
Wait, what? I misheard. I thought he said universal health care. He said undocumented health
he
care?
started saying that he gave undocumented health care because he believes in universal health care.
Oh, okay.
But we'll get back to that in a second.
First state in the country, regardless of pre-existing conditions, ability to pay, and regardless of your immigration status. I promised that. I promoted it. I ran 3 times on it. I did it when I was mayor. People know who I am.
What he's not telling you there is that I got to do math in my head here, 18 days, that ends in California.
Yeah.
Right.
Because in California, they absolutely did this, and this was part of the shutdown where they were talking about money going to illegals. This is what they were talking about. Because California made it so that undocumented illegals could get health care no matter what. And you know what happened?
They're bankrupting the state.
They bankrupted the state, yes. And so they're like, oh, no. Only if you're a really poor immigrant now. So
All right. How do you prove that without documentation, though?
it's an excellent question that you'd have to ask the state of California. They have to actually prove their need for it now, because Gavin believes in universal health care. And I was
but
waiting
what is the point of having, documented, undocumented, whatever, if everyone can just go to the government and say, hey, I'm undocumented, give me money? Like, what is even a country at that point?
I think you just described the end goal there.
Yeah.
Yeah, true, I guess.
I mean, who was it? It was Hassan who told us that the reason this was on Trigonometry, guys. You can go watch it. The reason that the Soviet Union didn't actually become communist is because there wasn't open borders everywhere. That's the ultimate.
What?
Yeah, it's the ultimate communism goal is open borders worldwide.
Yeah, I mean, you could cross over to the
Okay.
Soviet Union and get thrown into a
Sure.
gulag. I saw Born American.
I mean, there is a point where I understand what he's saying, because that's the only way a communist state could survive. Because if a communist state existed, it would have no military, and it would get obviously invaded in 5 seconds,
Mhm.
right?
What? No, everybody's just going to be like, let's all get along.
Yeah, guys.
That'll
When I
happen.
tell you people that communism is really behind so much of this, please understand that's not just bullshit. It drives so much of leftist thought these days.
Yeah, but it's not actual communism. It's utopian communism.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a distinction, and that's true.
Oh, speaking of which, we have to address this. There's nothing else here in this other than Gavin saying that they screwed up by. He says that actually the illegal numbers were coming down under Biden, which is true, but it was in October of 2024. when everybody knew Trump was going to win and all of the illegals were like, fuck. So just to get that out there, but we have to talk about the trailer for Animal Farm.
Oh my God.
Wait, what? I haven't seen
There's
that.
a new version of Animal Farm coming out. And Doomed, if you had to guess who's the worst person to be involved in a project about Animal Farm, what actor would you guess?
Whoopi Goldberg?
Close.
Close.
Seth Rogen.
Sorry, what?
Seth Rogen.
Oh, of course.
Sorry, I dropped my phone.
Yeah.
That's a mic drop.
Yeah, yeah. Technically, there's a microphone on there. I can't play it with my headphone cord again.
I have no
Right,
doubt
okay.
we'd get in trouble for it if we played it. So we'll just bring up a picture. Oh, yeah. Here's a great picture from the trailer.
Oh, it's an animated. Okay.
Yes, it's an animated Animal Farm where I can only guess somebody told the director what Animal Farm was about.
Yeah, I guarantee you they didn't read the book because apparently the animals are going to revolt against the corruption of the state in this one, and
There any
it
pigs
looks like
in there?
an anti-capitalism
Oh.
message.
Yeah, there's pigs in there who eventually get a
Should
nice
we get it?
Lambo.
Yeah,
All right.
And they seem to be working behind the scenes with the humans.
they're like charging admission to come visit the farm, and
Yeah.
but the pigs, a lot of them aren't holding to their communist ideals because some animals are more equal than others, and
Right.
they're becoming corrupt with capitalist materialism. From the look of it, I don't know.
Yeah, here we got a nice still shot of the pigs enjoying everything with the little capitalist woman over in the side here.
All right.
Yeah, it very much looks like not only have they rewritten the story completely, they are missing the point of the story entirely. If you want to watch a good version of this, watch the semi live action looking one with Patrick Stewart. It's a much better
yeah.
rendition.
I
haven't
just
seen
saw
that.
this and
Oh, it's great.
Interesting.
another one of those times where I'm like, how can you look? Maybe they will get it right in the full movie, but your trailer's what you're supposed to, this is, hey, come watch this because this is what it's about.
Hmm.
And this really comes off, if you know what Animal Farm is about, as though communism is awesome.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Which-
only bad when it's corrupted by evil capitalism.
If you read Animal Farm, the point of it isn't that communism is awesome. That's not even close to the point.
Right.
It's that it's not your savior, and it's your. Go read it. Just go read it.
Well, I mean, George Orwell may have been a leftist, but he was staunchly anti-communist.
Yeah, he was a socialist who, once he saw what the socialists were, what they were becoming with communism, he was very opposed to it.
Yeah.
Yes. Very.
Just going to throw this out there. Trump has posted about Ilhan Omar marrying her brother, and that's blowing up again.
Yeah, it's quality entertainment right there.
Okay. Is it 2018 again or whatever?
Well,
Well, the marriage certificate got leaked.
you have all of this Somali stuff going on with Trump pulling the Somalis protected status, and Ilhan Omar going out there being the stupid bitch that she is. And so Trump did what Trump does. And he's like, did you guys hear about this?
All right.
Yeah, I mean, where is that other video? Somebody else had asked us to comment on something, and I don't know where it's at.
There's a lot of those.
It happens to me more often than I wish. This is why I retweet stuff, is so I can find it easier.
Did you want to talk about how Minnesota was promised to the Somali 3,000 years ago?
I'm sorry. Say what?
Thoughts? Yeah. No. See, they were promised. The Somalis were that Minnesota would be like their Mecca. I sent you a video on it. It's a black dude in a hoodie. One bad dude.
Why
I
would
think posted
wait?
that.
What? Why would Somalis want to go to Minnesota, the coldest place in the fucking country, to have their Mecca?
It's the promised land. I don't know why anybody wants to go to Minnesota ever. It's full of werewolves and ice, as far as I can tell.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
just scrolling through the stuff you did send me. There's a lot of shit on here, bro.
Oh yeah, it's black dude with the hoodie video. December 9th-ish.
I found it. I think.
Oh, 7th. Sorry.
Yep, this seems to be it because I see 3,000 years in the video.
Yeah. I like to send Monkey things that I think are hilarious, and he'll hate me for. This is probably why someday he's going to tell me not to come on anymore.
It says on the screen here, Minnesota, the land promised to Somalis 3,000 years ago.
3,000 years ago. Okay.
It's a history
3,000.
lesson. History, guys.
It's a
This
story
is history.
3,000
So-
years in the making.
Yeah.
So-
It's science.
Somalia was promised to, or sorry, Minnesota was promised to Somalis before Christ.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some geographist there.
Is there a written history of this?
It's documented on silver tablets.
I'm sure it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
facts are
like
coming out now that
uniform.
Minnesota was promised to the Somalis. And that was 3,000 years ago. Those are facts. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Facts. Okay, show me the facts, asshole.
Yeah, you can't just say those are the facts and leave it at that. You actually have to show the facts, homie.
Yeah.
Evidence. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Sources quoted. Trust me, bro.
Yeah.
Debate a wall. Doesn't matter to us. But one of the things that many people don't know is that the name of the lake that is so-called Lake Calhoun or Bede Makaska is actually derivative of a Somali phrase.
That's gonna get better, Monkey. This is gonna get better. Hold your disdain.
Oh my God. I'm sure there are some Indians who are pretty upset right now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some like regional Native Americans going, I'm sorry, what now? Our lake? You're what? What? No.
Well, I do remember Somalia back in minus 1,000 in 1000 BC, and their massive naval fleet that was known for traveling the Atlantic.
Oh, they had
Oh, yeah.
teleporters, Monkey, that the white man stole from them. They had aircraft, I'm sure, that Whitey stole from them.
Oh,
You know, everything.
I
They had
saw, I
everything.
saw it in Stargate.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all stolen.
2,500 years before Europeans start colonizing, Somalis came over here and named a lake.
Yeah,
Yes.
they went all the way to fucking Minnesota as well. They
Yeah,
didn't just
because it has
land
a lake named
in New
vaguely
York or
like a
something.
word. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they didn't just land in New York and be like, "Oh, this is nice." They went
it's-
all the way to fucking Minnesota.
Yeah, they were like the
Sacagawea
Vikings.
was helping them find it.
Sorry.
Yeah, so, no, you see, they had all this cool ability to find stuff and name it vaguely similar sounding words, and then the Native Americans showed up and stole it. Right?
Oh yeah, the Native Americans stole it. Oh, okay, gotcha.
I assume so. It was 3,000 years ago. Maybe some mammoths took it.
I don't know how you get dumber than a lake that was named probably within the last 300 years was named something Somali.
Well, no, it's got an American or a European name now, but it had an Indian name, and that's the word that's vaguely similar to this Somali word that is probably within the last 200 years. I'd like to point out that the average IQ in Somalia is about 68. So,
Is that
unrelated
true?
factoid.
But this
That's
guy
true.
is American, so I'm judging him on that standard. This is
I don't
this
know
is
he's
a
American.
failure of the public school system.
This is the Department of Education at work. It's
Yes,
made
it
you
is.
dumber than a country that has warlords and pirates.
I would also like to point out that Somalia is on the west coast of Africa.
True.
Just
Okay, you're
putting
right.
that out
They-
there.
Crossing the Pacific probably is they just want to cross the Pacific because that's a really easy journey.
Yeah, they passed China.
And
They're
then-
like, hello.
And then went from California to, or maybe they landed in Washington to make it easier for me, over to Minnesota.
Yeah, because that's where it's at. It's a central location, so you can say, I
Maybe
own
they
all
took
of
their-
this, including Canada.
You know, maybe they took their canoes and went around Cape Town and down all that.
Fuck.
They're
Okay.
really big canoes, guys.
Yeah.
Really big.
This is as bad as the woman who told us that good morning meant, hey, I beat my slave last night.
Yes, hope you had a good morning. Did you see the Joy Reid Jingle Bells thing?
I don't think I've seen that. What was that about?
Oh,
Beat
good morning
your
is
slave?
supposedly what the slave masters would say to slaves in the morning because they beat one of their
No.
slaves or killed them. And did you have a good morning period?
MOU
Oh, for fuck's
instead of MOR.
Yeah, it's
Do these
dumb.
people realize that English is a really old language that predates all that shit?
Shh, hate facts aren't acceptable here.
This makes
Yeah.
Rome Girl seem like
Shakespeare
a
didn't
genius.
exist.
Hey, you respect her name, sir.
No.
At least there was a circus involved with Rome Girl.
which is Bade Makasikahai, which means Badeda, my body of water. Makasikahai, I will never move away from there. Maka, which means not. Siko, which means to scooch or move. Makasikahai. Badeda Kamasikanai. Badeda Makatakayo. That's my body of water. And this shows you that Somalis have been long ingrained in that land as is promised us 3,000 years ago.
What?
The name has a Mekaleka High Mekahini Ho thing to it.
I knew you were going to say.
Ramalama Ding Dong.
It's not my fault, Jack. He said Mekaleka.
I know. I thought the
Some
same thing when I
bullshit.
saw it the first time.
It sounded like Chinese to me.
It sounded like Pee Wee's Playhouse.
True.
This is some of the dumbest logic I've
What
ever heard in my
what
life.
does that have to do with the name? I don't get it.
Well, because they named it that, so that clearly means Somalians were promised Minnesota
But the
3,000
lake
years.
isn't called Ramalama Makading Dong. Whatever.
Dude, I don't know how they knew the state lines for Minnesota 3,000 years ago. I'm being honest with you.
They
But
had
guys, it
GPS.
doesn't have to make sense. It's just the way it is. Like,
I'm fairly certain those
He said
borders
it
were
was a
drawn up in
fact.
the last 300 years.
no, those are ancient, monkey. There's evidence that those lines were painted on the earth back in the Nazca days. That's why America's budget is so big, is because they have to paint the black lines,
God
renew
bless.
them every few years. I don't know if you guys knew that.
But it's really important to paint those Nazca lines.
It
It
is.
is.
Oh, for
And look,
God's sake.
you can call them longitude and latitude all you want. They are ancient symbols of where the Holy Lands are.
Yeah, and they're also landing strips for aliens.
Well, that's a given.
I just don't understand people. I hate people.
There are so many stupid people out there, but it's like James Carlin said, imagine the average person and then think that half of them are much more stupid.
Yeah.
Speaking of stupid, Jasmine Crockett, you sent me a Jasmine Crockett thing, and we have to talk about her for a moment because this was funny. I have not seen this clip, but there was a write up about her in, oh fuck, what was it? Some leftist rag. I forget what it was. But she got mad about it because the interviewer went and talked to other members of Congress about Jasmine Crockett.
Okay.
Turns out they all fucking hate her.
No, what?
And she got so mad about it, she pulled all access from this reporter.
Worth it.
And all it comes down to is that Jasmine was trying to get the head of the oversight committee, because whoever was not the actual head, the minority leader head of the oversight committee, very powerful committee in Congress, and she had no shot of getting it, but she was desperate to get some.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady just pointed that out in the article that Jasmine wanted it. And it was actually still a rather glowing interview of her.
Okay.
But she had to withdraw because she didn't have the support. And I think that's the biggest problem, is because Jasmine is a social media influencer. She's not a congresswoman.
Right.
She wants the clout, and that's what's important to her. And she's going to lose it here in just a little bit. How are those voting lines working out for you, lady? But she lost her shit over this just because the guy went, or the lady went and asked other Congress people about her chances and whether they'd support her.
Mm-hmm.
And that was enough to piss her off because it made her look bad.
Yeah, influencers can't take that.
Yeah.
And again, this isn't an article that was mostly glowing about her.
Right.
And it was reading that article that I realized that, yeah, she's an influencer. That's all she is. All right. Here she's talking to my favorite racist, Joy Reid. And for those of you who think, oh, you called him a racist, I should go follow them, they must be good. No, she's an actual racist. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Only body that has oversight over the Supreme Court is the United States Senate. So
What? I mean, if you mean in the fact that they could impeach him, sure, but they don't have direct oversight over the court. What are you talking about?
Oh, just wait.
That's-
You're jumping way too early on this one, buddy.
ultimately,
All right.
but it comes down to whether or not they have to finally have some ethics about themselves, because they are the only justices in this country that do not have any ethical guidelines, or whether it is
They actually do have ethical guidelines. They set them themselves, if you want to
No,
say that.
She said they don't, Monkey.
I know, but she's wrong.
So it's science now. No, she's
Literally-
correct.
that we just are bringing them in, and we are going to like have a little conversation with the justices. That comes from only the Senate, or when we're talking about confirming justices. If we're going,
That could
Wait,
literally.
I missed the beginning. Is she talking about Supreme Court justices?
Yes.
Yes.
Holy fuck. Shut the fuck up, lady.
Sweetie, what you're talking about would require a constitutional amendment.
There is a good fucking reason why they are independent, asshole.
to expand the court, and the only
Oh, and she wants to expand the court because, of course, she does.
Yeah, of course. That
Jasmine.
doesn't matter. It only matters in the short run. Of course, we shouldn't do it, but even if you do it, we'll be back at the same position in a couple of years.
Yeah, because all it would do is you're going to have an uneven number of them, and you're going to end up with one side having a little more control than the others. I don't give a shit which party controls the Supreme Court, as long as the justices are paying attention to the Constitution and not the political wins.
And you know, they do. That's really the reason why they're independent, so they
Yes.
can actually look at that shit and not care about polls and, you know, public opinion and all that shit. They
Independent.
can
We
just
have
look
to
at the
fix it.
fucking thing. What is the right thing to do here?
No, you got to correct that.
Expand the court like President FDR. Yeah. Look, the court has gone up and down in size over the years. It's never been bigger than the 9, if I remember correctly. Did they ever get to 11?
I don't think so. They tried a
don't
few
know all
times,
that.
but
It's been as low as 5, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've dug deep on that, but 9 is a decent one that we're at. And the issue here is just that, oh, Jasmine is a shero. Oh my God. I have to tell you, sorry, I'm getting off, but I'm not getting off. I'm getting off topic. Wow.
Boy, howdy.
Big slip. In that interview, Jasmine Crockett apparently has said that she was in school and a racist incident happened, which nobody can confirm. And
Jussie Smollett thing.
And a black lawyer, a female black lawyer, came to her school and talked to them about this. And this woman was her shero. That's hero with an S, guys. Clever, right?
Very clever.
It was her shero and made her want to become a lawyer.
Sure.
Can you guys guess the lawyer's name?
Al Sharpton?
A female.
Oh, female. No, I don't know.
A black female lawyer came to her school and was so persuasive that it made her become a lawyer. Jasmine Crockett can't name her.
Oh, she can't name her. Okay. Well,
She can't even name her.
Of course, I can't name her then.
It makes sense that you can't. It does not make sense that she can't.
Oh, that's precious.
Yeah. This is our little social media influencer. That it was reading that part that made me go, oh yeah, this is social media, because a bullshit claim that cannot be backed up. You could
get away with that shit on Twitter, not
Yes.
if you're a congresswoman.
The law firm that it was supposedly from has no real recollection of it. They say, God, I don't know. The school, there were a couple people at the school who say they remember something happening, but nobody can point to what exactly. This is a
Doesn't look
woman.
that old either. How old is she?
She's
This
in
isn't
her,
like fucking the 1940s. What are we talking about here?
no,
She's
we're
under
talking.
40.
I want to say she's in her late 30s,
Right. So
maybe
it's not
early
that
40s.
long
Yeah.
ago.
So younger than me. This is a woman who changed your life and literally set you on your path, and you don't remember her name. You called her a shero, and you don't remember her name.
Right. And even if you didn't remember, someone would have found her name if you're
Yeah.
like that kind of a public person.
Somebody else at that thing would have remembered her name.
There are people who have lost like a diamond ring and it's been traveling halfway around the world, and they managed to find people on Facebook to figure out who it belongs to and shit.
Yep.
And you can't find that person.
Cannot remember her. As for this part, I mean, look, I have my problems with the Supreme Court. I think that our court system in general has just been so weaponized that maybe we need some oversight of courts. But what she's talking about, but we're going to drag the Supreme Court before us and force a ethics thing on them.
I think that's really stupid, because that's starting at the completely wrong end of the fucking problem.
Well,
Because
one of the
Supreme
main
Court-
problems in the video is that she doesn't understand that the Supreme Court are lifetime appointments.
Yeah.
And
But
Okay,
that-
even-
that's a slight
we haven't
problem.
gotten there yet.
But I want y'all to think about this. Congress she's going to bring them before Congress and give them ethical guidelines, which would have to be passed by Congress, which then would be challenged in the courts up to, oh yeah, the Supreme Court.
Right.
Are you retarded?
But that's not the thing. Is the Supreme Court is not what's being weaponized.
No.
It's the lower courts.
I think the Supreme Court has again I think they've missed on a lot of actions over the years. I honestly think they get it more right than they get it wrong.
Yes, I think so too.
It's just that their wrong ones tend to have like severe impact.
Well-
Sure, but that's the thing you have to accept when you appoint lifetime justices that can judge things without considering their fucking polls and their livelihoods and all that.
Yeah.
They do what they think is right, and I think that's a good thing, because everything if we would have had, we see in the lower courts what happens.
I think the biggest problem with the Supreme Court is their unwillingness sometimes to challenge precedent. And we've seen them do it more and more lately, which is a good thing. Because sometimes better arguments come up.
Long-standing tradition, though. They don't like to change precedent.
Yes. And there's been, but the thing is, when they have changed precedent, it's always, okay, I don't want to say always, it tends to correct something like Dred Scott. I mean, how many times do we have to look at stuff and go, yeah, they got that wrong? And I do think that there's an importance put on precedent that shouldn't be there. Because what should matter is whether or not the case is right, not whether or not some other asshole decided it was right last time.
Sure.
I get why they do it, because they don't want to just inundate the court with the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, because that would definitely happen.
Yeah. But when it comes to this kind of shit, and I've seen so many people argue this from both sides, or like, no, we just need to, they've got to fix the court and stuff. I don't think you understand what you're actually asking for with the Supreme Court, because Undoomed is right. There's a reason we give them lifetime appointments, and it's to keep politics out of it.
Yeah.
As best we can.
A lot of the stuff they complain about the Supreme Court deciding on is stuff that Congress should have decided on.
Yes.
But Congress is kicking the can over to the Supreme Court instead of doing their damn jobs, because they're a bunch of pussy little cowards.
Yeah.
Sure.
I do think
you can see the judges sometimes vote against party lines much more than Congress does.
Oh, sure. I do think we have a problem with the 3 liberal women right now, because it is amazing how often, I mean, very simple stuff. They almost seem like they're there just to be obstructionists, especially Sotomayor and Brown Jackson. Sure. I always hate calling her that, because it sounds like I'm like the black girl. That's her name. But Kagan is not as bad. She tends to go with the conservatives a little bit more. But that's gonna happen, and it's happened in every court. We just I'm not okay with fucking around with the court. I'm just
you heard
not.
Monkey guys, no more women judges.
No.
If I'm being honest, I don't like women judges.
No.
And I'm not even talking about.
This has been a horrible experiment.
I'm not even talking about just the Supreme Court. I don't think. I'm sorry, ladies. I know some of you can be very logical, but you're way too emotional to be making law.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's just make it so that nobody keeps score. Ma'am, this is a war.
Yeah.
Let's just hope everybody has fun.
There's lots of stuff you women excel at that men probably shouldn't be doing, like having babies. But when it comes to things like deciding whether or not a criminal should go free, because yeah, sure, he raped several kids, but damn it, his dad yelled at him when he was little. I don't want you guys on that shit. No. I mean, and I do know that there's women out there who could make that. Look, I love Judge Judy.
I know that too, and I hate to be like, I don't want to be a misogynist, but you women out there are fucking making it hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these,
Yeah.
like you say, like these judges who are just like, oh, he raped 14 kids, but you know, he's a good boy.
He
Well,
did
we-
Shut the
nothing.
fuck up. Send him to the electric chair. What are you talking about?
And I'm not saying there's not bad men judges because I've seen those too.
Sure. Yeah.
But
I'm
it-
just they managed to stand out somehow. So what are you doing, ladies?
well, it's weird when we see a guy that way. Seeing a woman that way, I expect it because they.
Well, the
I've said
thing
this
is, a
before.
woman has more legitimacy doing that because if a guy would do that, especially with those pedo cases, like if a guy
Mm-hmm.
did that, it'd be like, oh my God, he's like some fucking secret pedo, isn't he? Jesus
I've said
Christ,
this many
the
times.
judge is a pedo. But a woman could defend a pedo and not be accused of shit like that.
Women, their greatest strength is their biggest weakness when it comes to things like this because they are sympathetic and empathetic and caring more than we are. That's not saying men
No.
don't care, but you guys put far more emphasis on it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's times that's a great thing because you rein in our overly logical brains. And
Sure.
that's fine, but when it comes to things like, deciding whether or not the pedo goes free, I don't want the woman up there who's going, his dad yelled at him. He had a rough childhood. Because I don't care if you had a rough
Every
childhood if
fucking
you're doing
criminal-
bad shit now.
Every fucking criminal has a sob story. I
Yeah.
do not give a shit. Okay?
So, ladies, I to those of you who would make great judges, I'm sorry. The rest of them ruin it for me to where I just don't trust you guys as judges.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think women are capable of it, but the women out there right now are making it really hard to.
Well,
to
I also think
that.
I think part of that is also why we see it in like media and stuff where the women are just insane. Because the kind of women who go for those kind of traditionally male jobs, the one where getting ahead and stuff is primal to what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
they have a manly streak that overemphasizes their female streak. They can't just be a powerful woman. They have to be the powerful woman,
They have to try and be a man.
but in the most woman way possible. They got to be the girl boss.
Yeah.
I'm-
Oh, like Supergirl.
Yeah. Oh God, I saw the trailer for that.
Oh my God, they
Oh,
make a
so-
they're making a
angry.
Supergirl. Of course they are.
They're making a
haven't even-
Supergirl movie.
I haven't
and
even seen that fucking trailer. Is
Oh,
it bad?
don't
Oh.
bother. It's fucking dumb.
you should absolutely watch it just for the cringe of it, man.
It's
I've been
Drunken
so
girl
fucking
boss.
busy these last few weeks with my work. Jesus Christ, I haven't seen any of this bullshit.
Oh, I saw both of them today. I watched Critical Drinkers take on the trailer, which was funny as shit.
Mm-hmm.
He called it the most James Gunn movie ever.
yeah. Well, it's
Oh.
it's overly jokey, so
Yep.
there's no tension, and it's drunken girl boss because that's how you show a strong, independent woman. She has to be a hard drinking, hard fighting pseudo man.
Is this female Hancock?
Yes,
Kind of, yeah.
in space.
In space.
In space.
Yeah, they literally had Crypto piss on Superman's picture.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's just trust me, it looks fucking dumb.
It's
And they're gonna waste Lobo in this movie. I'm so angry about it.
Wait, what? They're gonna have
Lobo,
Lobo in it?
is gonna be in it. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Ah, that's both horrifying and interesting.
Yeah,
I mean I loved Lobo when I was a kid, but I'm sure James Gunn would fucking destroy that character.
yeah. This was written by some woman that's like a big fan of his, and of course he has final oversight on everything. So there's double bad influences in it. I am not looking forward to this. Although the Street Fighter trailer looks really fun.
Okay.
How many more of these kind of movies have to flop terribly before they get what's going wrong?
One of them has to go bankrupt. It's not going to happen. The message is more important than the finances.
Well, not in a long run, but I think we're heading there.
Yeah, it's going to be a few more years, I think. It's going to have to be like 5 straight years of losses, like massive, massive losses.
Well, we're already in there. I mean, what was the last one that really succeeded?
Superman, I think, was their last big one with 600 million.
Yeah, but that's a huge, huge disappointment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But
Oh yeah, because they were counting on $1 billion for that easy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they got nowhere near it.
The last
They
really
thought they were going to have
big
like
one-
Avengers numbers. Yeah, fuck
The-
off. I do not give a fucking shit about superheroes anymore.
They've
I
ruined
think the last big superhero one was probably the last Spider-Man movie.
Homecoming.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even that, well, I think what probably could have done better if they dialed back a little bit on the whole Aunt May giving them the big
Yeah.
light.
But the Spider-Man is a pretty much money printer.
Yeah.
Because the Deadpool movie did well for its budget and everything.
Mhm.
And that's another one that's just gonna do well as long as you get the jokes right in it. But the last $1 billion one, I think, was Spidey. And how many have been since then?
Oh, easily half a
No.
dozen. Because that Venom one took a huge shit.
The Venom. Oh, don't even. I did not like any of the Venom movies because none of them were good.
No.
But I could not even bring myself to watch The Last Dance.
Oh God, I got about halfway through it and I was like, this is painful. It was embarrassing how bad that movie was. I don't blame Tom Hardy from walking away from the franchise because, dear God, the script, I don't know who wrote that. Did you get like a drunk 5-year-old to write that?
Yeah, I've never seen that. I'm so detached from all that bullshit now. They ran that shit into the ground. It was nice in like the early 2000s. Like you got a superhero movie every year, maybe, and then the Marvel shit happened, and we got one every second month.
I would be fine if they would turn out good movies that were entertaining, but there's absolutely no tension. Nothing is taken seriously.
You can't make that many movies and have them be good. It's just not possible.
I disagree. I think if they'd gone with the storylines that actually made these characters popular, they could have.
No.
But they jumped
no way.
right from origin stories to the 2020 stories way too fast. There's
I don't think so. I'm sick of this shit, and fashion changes, and
somebody said Superman should be as popular as Spider-Man, and he's as recognizable, arguably even more so. But when it comes
but he's
to
a
the
stupid
compelling-
character.
when it comes to compelling storytelling, Spider-Man has an advantage there.
It depends
Yeah,
on
I
your
mean-
target demographic. DC's constant mistake is aiming for an adult audience. They should be aiming for elementary and middle school kids. Their movies should
Yeah, I
never be
mean,
rated beyond PG.
Of course. I mean, Superman is a stupid character. He's like overpowered to
He's a
the
god.
extreme. Like,
Yeah,
he is a god.
But that is a kid's power fantasy. You want him
Yes.
fighting a bunch of robots and monsters. and shit
If
for
you're
an hour.
9 years old, I'm sure that's fine.
That's what I'm saying. They don't understand their own demographics for their characters. You start out with Superman and you graduate into more adult content. You slowly move up. The problems you have in elementary school are different than the ones in middle school. You're powerless as a little kid, so you want a power fantasy. Then you move up to like Spider-Man, who has like high school and college problems. And you can relate to that better as an older kid into an adulthood. Like, oh yeah, I understand that. But the people behind the scenes do not get this. So you've got F-bombs and middle fingers all over the place, and you can't take your kid to that.
Right.
And you're not going to sell toys that way either. You're not going to sell video games that way. You're missing your entire target demographic. It is poorly planned by people who are out of touch and don't understand their own intellectual properties, or that don't care. And a lot of times they're hiring directors that have zero experience beyond like a short film somewhere because the studio knows they can control them.
Okay. In the software industry, there is a term called enshittification. That's what's happening to movies as well. I don't know if you know what it means.
I have heard that term before, actually. I know something.
Right. It's basically when you make everything, it's basically you streamline everything to appeal to as many people as possible and to make it as simple as possible to understand for everyone. So if it's like a piece of software, you remove things from it so that stupid people can understand it, right?
Yeah.
That's why every update on your computer, your phone, on YouTube, whatever, they just remove stuff. They never update stuff. They just remove stuff to make the interface simpler, right? And that's pretty much what's going on with these movies. They just want to appeal to the lowest common denominator. That's all.
There's literally no difference between the Marvel characters in their movies. Yeah, they got a different set of powers and maybe some superficial different problems, but it's a checklist. Like the villain has very similar powers to me. They're going to take over the world and I have to stop them. I'm going to get my butt kicked a little bit at first and then I'm going to win. It's so formulaic. And that works in a television show. It doesn't work so much in a movie franchise.
No, I mean, there's only so many times you can see that shit happening.
Yeah. The fact that nothing is made serious and the stakes are always massively high, it's always world ending, it gets tiresome really fast because there's a lack of creativity behind this.
It's exactly like Red Letter Media says about Star Trek, right? There's only two things that can happen. One, a guy wants revenge or a giant super weapon, or a guy who wants revenge has a super weapon. So there's technically three that can happen. Right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that can happen in superhero movies either as well. Like revenge, super weapon, or a guy that wants revenge that has a super weapon.
Yeah, and it can work if you do it in an entertaining enough way, but there's
but we've seen it 4-5 billion gazillion times now. I do not give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
They've destroyed Earth so many times. How many times can we do this shit?
I was watching Disparu talk about Starfleet Academy.
Oh.
And he pointed out, how often the starships get destroyed in Star Trek.
Okay.
And that, actually they seem to be made out of fucking paper. And they really do.
Well, in New Trek.
In New Trek, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's their go-to. Is, the ship's in trouble. Look, it's going to blow up. We've got to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, half of me really wants to watch.
That show is like there is a Stargate episode where they make fun of the fact that what if we just made everyone young and give them some teenage drama. Tilk is like 18 years old and blah blah blah, right? And that's exactly what this shit is. But that was a parody.
There's a clip from Starfleet Academy going around where there's two fat chicks on the bridge.
Yeah, the fat chicks and the chick with glasses. Because they didn't cure eye problems in the future.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I steer clear of that bullshit. So I haven't seen that trailer either.
Okay,
but that's by choice.
I'm gonna ruin your choice. We're not gonna watch the trailer, but I have to bring up the still shot of this because
it's gold, man.
All right, let's see it.
Hang on, I gotta figure out how I misspelled his name here.
Instead of the three amigos, it's the menopause crew.
Yeah, it's fucking sad. Starfleet Academy. You guys talk for just a second while I find this.
Right.
I didn't mean to derail with the Supergirl comment, but
fuck, dude, the show is derailed all the time.
Well, it's just called Let's Catch Up, so we're on topic.
Yeah, I really hope the new Stargate show is going to be good.
They're doing a new Stargate?
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
For sure.
It's got the rights, which is what worried me.
And the positive thing that keeps my hope alive is the fact that they're bringing back the old producers and directors and writers. So my buddy Joe Malazzi is in there.
Good.
That's pretty fucking awesome. So I'm not going to dismiss that. I hope they make it good, and I'm not going to be negative. And I usually try to not be negative until I've seen something, except for superhero movies, because I don't give a shit anymore. You ran it into the ground, and now I don't care anymore.
Eat my left nut ass. What the fuck are those? These are the heroes of the show.
Oh yeah. That's the female Jemadar, which makes no sense at all, right?
But she's fat, so it makes it okay.
Yeah,
but
she's a minority.
You know what a Jemadar is?
Yeah, they're the bad guys from Deep Space Nine.
Right, and they specifically say that there are no female Jemadars.
That was then. This is new and improved Trek. See, in the
oh my
future,
god, did they make a trans Jemadar?
It's a Transadar. Thank you.
That could be it, right? They managed to capture a Jemadar and they forced him to go to Starfleet Academy, and then he got exposed to all the fucking bullshit and the liberalism, and he's like, I'm trans now.
How much you want to bet that the Jemadar is in a relationship with the blue fatty?
Probably.
Yeah. Why not?
So she's got the hairdo. And menopause on the left there's got glasses, of course, because like I said,
I do not get the glasses. I don't remember seeing any glasses in Star Trek. I think they made a point, except for Jim Kirk had glasses given to him in Star Trek 3.
Yep.
Yeah, but that was a reference to him getting older.
But that's 100 years before this.
Yes.
Hate facts.
And I don't think he actually needed it. He could have just gotten, was it Retinax? I think they said, just get some Retinax and be
get it
fine.
fixed. Yeah. But no, this is how they're doing Star Trek now. Which I know there's a lot of Star Wars fans out there mad about what has been done to your franchise, and I like Star Wars fine, but this was my jam. I love me some Star Trek.
They've ruined Star Trek so much worse than Star Wars. Star Wars you could redo with a little bit of retconning, no problem. Star Trek, they have really gone into the lore and destroyed that.
Yeah.
And I guess they're getting rid of the Chris Pine universe version. Was that the Kelvin? No, that's not the Kelvin. The cinematic, whatever the cinematic universe with Chris Pine is, they're kind of abandoning
Kelvin
that
timeline.
Kelvin
they
timeline,
should too, because it sucked.
So they're getting rid of that, and they're going to do another movie, but who knows how they're going to fuck it up. This show is bad enough.
I mean, this show seems like the worst of them all. I mean, the previous worst was obviously Discovery.
Yeah,
it was truly unwatchable.
Well, it's why the initials were STD. So,
yeah. But true to my word, I did watch it because I don't want to criticize shit without watching it.
I couldn't watch when I saw her holding the phaser backwards, and I was like, it's bad enough she's a Mary Sue, but you couldn't get something as basic as the direction the phaser is pointed. I'm out. Plus, it does look like they stole that storyline from a video game about the.
Oh yeah. Wait,
the
no,
temper.
you're. Wait, what was that? You're talking about Picard, or are you talking about?
Discovery with the giant slug thing. There was a lawsuit over a guy that wrote that same premise in a video game years before.
Oh, that too, because they said Picard stole everything from what was it called? Fuck, I forgot the name.
I didn't
stole
watch
from
it,
a game.
so I can't help.
The fuck is it called? It's a super famous sci-fi game. I know what the name
Mass
is.
Effect?
Can't
I'm trying to think of famous
No.
sci-fi games. Halo.
was it Mass Effect? Maybe it was. I don't know. Fuck, I can't remember.
I wanted to let you guys know, but my mic cut out. That's why I had to drop for a second.
No, it can't have been Mass.
StarCraft is what we're being told.
No, it's not.
Nope, not StarCraft.
Obviously, StarCraft is one of my favorite games, but I haven't played this game. I think it begins with an A.
A.
That's just what I'm feeling.
Yeah,
Mass
no,
Effect Andromeda?
Is that what it's called?
Star Trek Discovery was accused of stealing the tardigrade storyline from an Egyptian developer because of the spore drive thing. Apparently, there's like a lot of similarities to that, and there was some kind of lawsuit over it. But I don't remember. I think the guy lost, but when you look at it, it looks like they at least were inspired a little bit by the idea.
Right. I remember seeing that article years back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking it up, it does tell me that Picard was accused of being of stealing from Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. That's what I was thinking. Yes.
And by the way, the Mass Effect series would make an excellent. I don't trust them to actually do it in Hollywood, but it would make an excellent movie series. But just so you guys are aware, this new show is purposefully set in the Discovery timeline so that they can do crossover events. Aren't you guys excited?
Yay.
No.
And on that wonderful news,
that's actually the absolute worst thing they could have done. Why are they doing this shit?
Because
Why
they
wouldn't
can.
they just put it in the Picard universe?
Nope. They have to ruin as much as possible and make us all sad.
I mean, the first two seasons of Picard sucked balls, but they managed to get some goodwill with Picard season 3. Why aren't they building on that? No, let's just fucking put it back in that series that got canceled.
because fat, ugly women sometimes like sci-fi, and both of them want a show to watch.
What is this bullshit about everyone has to be fat?
The same reason they do pronouns now in the future. I don't fucking know, bro. But we are going to wrap up here because I need.
Yeah, the real lesson of the show is that dumb people and ugly people are going to ruin everything you love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
Pretty
look,
much.
you know, I like Disparu's take on this stuff. He talks about it more with Doctor Who because, you know, being British and everything.
Mhm.
It's okay to make stuff for an audience. Like Doctor Who should be made for British people. If other people watch it and like it, that's great. Trek should be made for nerds like us who enjoy it. It shouldn't be dumbed down and modernized for people who wouldn't watch this shit.
Yeah, it's
That's
gotten so far away.
enshittification right there.
It is absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they've gotten so far away from the original science fiction idea where they're actually telling you a story that actually has like concepts and moral dilemmas like the original series and Next Generation did. They've gotten so far away from that to where it's like explosions. Yay! I said
exactly.
the thing. Shields up.
That's what I miss so much about sci-fi. Every week there will be a new dilemma or a thing you could think about, or maybe it would just be a silly episode, but it would be something new every week instead of this fucking storyline that drags on for show after show after show. And then you get to the end of the fucking season, it's like, hello, cliffhanger, bye.
Yeah. You would think that a lot of these shows would learn not to be doing cliffhangers, as many of them get canceled.
Yeah, you'd think
Well,
so.
that's been happening for forever, but
most shows knew not to do it unless they had a guarantee for next season.
sure. I don't, I just don't like it when they have an entire season long arc, and you're sitting there and you're like, oh, well, at least in half a year I'm gonna find out what's going on, and then nope.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the 2 to 4 part story. If you're going to have not going to do the weekly thing where you just have a story every week, don't make it more than 2 to 4 episode story arcs, because people lose interest after that. And it's hard to stretch the premise so thin that you're covering 8 to 12 episodes.
Yeah,
That
for
doesn't
sure.
work.
And here's another thing to think about. These guys are not the sharpest tools in the shed.
No.
True.
And if you were like some Oscar-winning writer, maybe, but you're not. And you think you're gonna write a story that's gonna last like 10 times as long as a real movie? That's hubris. You can't do that.
Well, they all
Almost
think
no
they're
one
Harlan
can.
Ellison, dude.
Real quick,
Crazy.
Average Joe, thank you for the kind words. I like how Buffy used to do it. And if they're going to do shows like this is how I would prefer it, where there is a season-long arc, but it's actually only maybe 5 or 6 shows out of the 20 that they would do each year. And then the in-between ones were one-off episodes. And you might get a hint about the main overall baddie of the season.
Yeah, Stargate did it really well. They had the meta theme where they would address certain things going on over certain episodes, but then, like you said, there's several episodes where it's not related directly to that, and that's the background.
And more importantly, even when they're dealing with the stuff that is the overarching story, every episode has a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yes.
And there's a satisfying payoff at each end.
Yes, but modern writers can't do that.
And as DS9 did that too. Yes, they haven't had an overarching story, but every episode was like, here's the story for this episode. It is part of the grander story, but the end of this episode is going to have a satisfying payoff, and then we move to the next brick in this story, right?
Well, look, story building is difficult. That's not something these hack writers could do.
No.
Digi says never watched or got into Buffy. I mean, I love Buffy up until season. They should have ended it at 5.
That's
some
most
good
shows.
stuff. There was some good stuff in 6 because I think 6 has Once More with Feeling, which is the best musical TV show ever done.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
That's what? Those words don't go together.
Yeah, well, it was there was a reason for it, so.
And they worked it into it. It's not like on Scrubs where they just had a singing episode. It was actually, there was a demon who was causing people to sing, and it was actually well done. But
they did that in this. No, that was Strange New Worlds.
Yeah,
the Klingons were singing
poorly.
and shit.
Yes,
I tried to purge that from my memory.
Good luck.
I hate musicals.
I love musicals, but most television shows
gay.
Fuck it all up. My hair is gay, thank you. I'm
your
straight.
hair is not that gay because you hate Wizard of Oz.
See, I'm not totally gay. I loved Once More with Feeling. I bought the soundtrack to Once More with Feeling and can sing the whole thing.
Told you were gay.
It's not what your mom said. Anyway, guys, we
No,
gotta
she
wrap
said you were
up here.
mega gay.
Everybody, thanks for coming and hanging out. Sorry about the long delay between shows. I've been sick. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so very kind to us. Jack, anything you want to show?
Yeah, I did a couple of streams, but I got a whole bunch of videos and stuff that came out, so I'll drop a few links. But thank you guys so much for all the tips you give us, all the support you give us, and coming out and watching this crazy mess that we do, because this is so much fun to do. Let's be
Yeah, I
honest.
changed the screen to a much better looking fat girl. I love my little kitty cat. Undoomed, anything you want to show, my friend?
Nope, because I'm not a shill, LOL.
Go check out his Twitter, guys, and check out his channel as well. Lots of good stuff still over there because we don't take stuff down here on Twitter or on YouTube. Wherever I am. This is why I need to go, guys. My brain stopped working about 20 minutes ago.
All right.
No long outro. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
Oh, it's glad
Thank
to
you
be
for
here.
having me.
Guys, take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I'm sick. I'm not singing, fuckers.